Is money becoming worthless? Let's find out. Cash, particularly paper cash, is rapidly becoming useless from one side of the planet to the other. Albeit the cycle was gotten underway during the 60s with the new pandemic and upgrade checks, the speed is currently speeding up. Toward the finish of this video, not exclusively will you comprehend the reason that why this is occurring, yet you will likewise get feasible choices on what to do so the influenced monetary world can't affect you adversely. All things considered, the following are the 10 justifications why cash is becoming useless. Number 1. We have negative interest rates. We have had negative loan fees previously. However, this time is more awful. For those of you new to negative loan fees, here's a basic clarification. On the off chance that you put $100,000 in the bank toward the start of the year, when you go to take it out, you understand you have less cash than previously. This is occurring wherever all over the planet at the same time. This is occurring wherever all over the planet at the present time. Number 2. Every country is in ridiculous amounts of debt. It's insane to understand that planet is $277 trillion in the red, or 365% of the world gross domestic product. You may ponder, to whom? Who does the world owe this cash to? The short response is to the populace or different organization. These administrations that individuals and organizations convey, yet the states won't ever pay for. Positively, the signal reality has the influence to direct the eventual fate of cash. Incomes went down the channel during the pandemic, and the alleviation measures have been expanded worldwide obligation by $20 trillion since the second from last quarter of 2019. Each nation right currently is going into increasingly more obligation with next to no kind of plan of receiving in return. The arrangement is that sometime or another conflict or worldwide occasion will shake the world such a lot of that this obligation is all pardoned. Just to provide you with a feeling of the numbers, the US owes China north of $1 trillion. Number 3. It's no longer backed by anything. We were strolling down this way until 1971 when Nixon was taking the dollar off the best quality level. Up until that point, no nation was permitted to print more cash than they could coordinate with their gold reserves. This kept everyone alert and aware. The US was playing its tactical card and fundamentally telling the world, "Bud, assuming we say we are really great for it, we are great for it. Try not to make me go Hiroshima on you." From that point forward, the US dollar has turned into the worldwide safe cash. Indeed, even right up till now, most nations own US dollars in their depository, the same way they were doing with gold previously. This position has extraordinarily been working for the US since it is permitting it to just print as much cash as it needs with next to no oversight. Number 4. They just keep printing more of it every day. This takes our breath away every time we say it. 22% of the multitude of US dollars available for use were imprinted in 2020. Be that as it may, they're not halting there. In the event that you don't think this is an issue, you're in for an extremely severe shock about the fate of cash. Number 5. You are being forced into inflated assets. By this point, you are presumably thinking, goodness crap, I ought to take every one of my reserve funds and put them into something protected, similar to land. Despite the fact that we're essentially dead to do that, land has been hyper-swelled too. Simply take a gander at the cost of a 2-room condo where you reside and contrast it with quite a while back. It's a similar house. Its worth didn't build. The buying force of the cash has brought down. These things are just clarifying that the worldwide circumstance is unflurrying towards the anticipated fate of cash. With the pandemic hitting, there is no more requirement for the high-rise business pinnacles to have this multitude of representatives, and large business land properties were given up the shaft. So in the following 2 years, costs for land are as yet going to hop like psycho due to how much cash they'll be filling the market, cash which you'll not get, yet it will make its presence felt into your costs. Number 6. The government is simply giving it away to buy time. Discussing offering things for nothing, the US government as well as a lot of other created countries are going to accomplish something a large number of you never suspected would be conceivable. Give individuals cash free of charge. Like in real sense, you're getting a check in your mail for no obvious reasons. Welcome to the great favored fate of cash in America. Be that as it may, hold tight. Is there a catch? Assuming there's one key decide in life is that there is no free lunch. This cash you are getting right presently is only their approach to purchasing few extra months before the emergency hits. You can't offer cash free of charge and not anticipate the excessive inflation should hit you hard. Zimbabwe, Venezuela, Romania, and numerous different nations attempted just printing more cash as a method for making the nation richer, and as you'd expect, it didn't work. Number 7. Money today is just numbers on a screen. Despite the fact that they continue to print cash like insane, considerably more cash is simply advanced. At the point when you send cash starting with one record then on to the next, genuine cash doesn't really leave your bank and go into an alternate bank. No, the numbers simply change in 2 separate records. All that the bank will charge an expense for this change. At the point when you trade cash inside your bank application, there's no really somebody from the bank exchanging your money from the other one. It's simply numbers on a screen. Yet they charge you a lot of cash for that. For this reason, cash is as of now not genuine and you ought to regard it in that capacity. Number 8. Hedge funds and traders are abusing the system. The new GameStop and Reddit circumstance has been a reminder to the majority with regards to the level of which these monetary foundations are mishandling the framework. We're going to offer something that will outrage a ton of you, in light of the fact that a decent piece of our crowd is into exchanging, however, it's reality. Mutual funds and merchants carry no additional worth to society, or on the other hand, to the eventual fate of cash. They don't make a steam in any capacity, yet most are unimaginably rich. They utilize the monetary guidelines of the game to move fanciful cash from one section into one more and save a piece for themselves. You are even permitted to sell things that you don't possess for individual benefit. We want to say their time was finished. However, they are way off the mark. Number 9. Universal Basic Income. Widespread Fundamental Pay or UBI is another of those idealistic ideas that new thinking individuals love tossing around as an answer for every one of our concerns. Albeit the subject is a smidgen more complicated as we have examined it in our past videos, the whole idea is deeply misguided. It's inevitable until complete breakdown when you permit the greater part to cast a ballot, itself most significant compensation. The crowded will cast a ballot whoever guarantees them a higher UBI, and presently you end up in a monetary twisting that is not the slightest bit practical. The whole framework breaks down and cash becomes useless. And lastly, obviously, Bitcoin is superior alternative. Each shred organization right currently is taking a gander at its monetary record and moving cash from US dollars into Bitcoin. It's an immediate move from the past to the eventual fate of cash happening live right now in 2022. MicroStrategy moved over $1.6 billion into Bitcoin. Tesla reported it moved $1.5 billion into Bitcoin also, and each and every other large organization is evaluating their example.